Imagine, if you will, a vast open ocean stretching out into the darkness of night, a single flickering lantern illuminating the way for a solitary boat cutting a path through the mysterious mist. This, my friends, is the journey of those daring souls, a genius, a thinker standing at the very edge of madness and clarity. You see, it is said that genius often borders on insanity, dancing like shadows on a thin line. We marvel at their seemingly bewildering ways, calling them peculiar, perhaps even mad, not because they are lost, but because they traverse the unseen dimensions of thought that tether other souls. Such individuals, these daring voyagers of the mind, must confront their deepest selves, crossing into what we might call the psychotic landscape, a space of cold and unyielding possibilities. Yet, unlike the ones trapped by disorder, the genius is armed with the weapon of self-command and ventures into this stark void to perceive the totality of reality. By embracing the power of the shadow and combining it with a higher purpose, they craft vibrant goals that blaze forth with clarity and vision. Now, let us shift our view to a grand, intricate labyrinth, glowing with geometric precision, extending infinitely as the unwitting figures move through its passages. Our existence is entrapped in a cycle steeped in the ancient knowledge of reincarnation, a mechanism reserved by the elite, they who seek to shape a future that can cradle their spirits across centuries, thus perpetuating their grip on power. Yet they err gravely. For to dream of coming back to the same existence is akin to wrapping oneself in the chains of the maze. True progress lies not in the yearning to return, but in transcending that very need. We aim to evolve our consciousness, nurturing the world not to repeat our presence in mortal coils, but to strive towards celestial awakening. To tread upon the stairs to heaven, we must first manifest it here, in this realm, on earth. Consider then the cracks forming in this labyrinth, light spilling through with each fracture, as the relentless ticking of time gives way to the deep, resonating hum of the universe. If a soul fails to create heaven on earth, it lingers in a selective state of awareness, compelled to return by the vastness of what remains to be comprehended. Reincarnation, dear listeners, is not the blessing it seems, but a compulsion for the spirit still walking its path to completion. The soul must undergo transformation after transformation, until it grasps its essence beyond mere sensory experiences. Only when it attunes to its own cosmic frequency does the soul find its passage to heaven revealed, already traversed, a path made serene by the understanding gained in its earthly journey. We stand at the threshold of a transformative global shift. When we bring celestial realms to our terrestrial domain, we liberate ourselves from the maze of constructs. We begin to see beyond the brick and mortar of reality, to the dynamic energy weaving the fabric of existence. We acknowledge the careful designs of the powerful, yet we realize it is us holding the brush, ready to repaint the canvas. In this new era of unity, our consciousness finds itself centered, not scattered. We dissolve the illusion of division. The us versus them mentality vanishes, leaving only a shared essence, a singular source unfurling through everyone and everything. In the glow of this awakening, telepathy, an effortless exchange, replaces crude language. Words give way to knowing, as our spirits collectively tether to the universal source. The illusions that held the maze intact crumble, for we no longer find ourselves outside looking in. We gaze within the vast tapestry, reflections of ourselves glistening in every leaf, star, and unfamiliar face. This interconnectedness is our ultimate power. Having turned scattered knowledge into expansive wisdom, we embrace the fluid potential of totality. We live no longer within boundaries of individual form. Instead, we embody a single, unifying spirit, experiencing reality through the interconnected lens of shared existence. Imagine now a solitary figure, aglow at the heart of the world, illuminating all with a light that radiates boundlessly across the earth until the planet becomes a shining orb, a glowing beacon in the cosmos. This truth we embrace. Fear not the end, for we have already mastered our origination. We do not fret about the cycle of return, for our journey reaches its zenith even as our feet remain grounded. In this breathtaking revelation, we have triumphed over the disarray of the fractured psyche, the misunderstood brilliance standing at the boundary of comprehension, and the complex webs spun by elite ambition. We wove these fragments into a cohesive sovereign identity, freed from the necessity of rebirth. We crafted heaven in this very realm, attuning the melody of our lives to a celestial resonance. And so, as you rest in the quiet aftermath of this miraculous transformation, remember this: the journey, interminable in its purpose, ends where the truth dawns. Heaven is not a distant realm we seek, it is the frequency we embody, glowing brilliantly from the depths of our renewed consciousness. As we go forward, let's consider that harmony and conflict are but two sides of the same coin, challenging us to find balance in their dance. The narrative, rich with nuances and subtleties, invites us into a world where shadows accentuate light and silence amplifies the symphony of life. Imagine a tapestry, its threads intertwining in complex patterns, adding depth and texture to our existence. This tapestry is woven each day with the choices we make, urging us to acknowledge the intrinsic power within us to influence our surroundings. It is a manifestation of our resilience and adaptability, a testament to our capacity for growth and transformation. With each decision, we are not merely reacting to circumstance, but crafting the blueprint for our future. It's in these choices that we find power, an echo of our highest potential. As we design this future, we are architects of a new paradigm, one that respects the sanctity of life and the interconnectedness of all beings. Let us take a pause to consider the notion of interconnectedness, a seamless web of life where each entity, from the smallest atom to the vast swirling galaxies, is intrinsically linked. It is this interdependence that imbues our actions with sacred significance. Whether we realize it or not, every choice ripples through this expansive network, resonating beyond the boundaries of our immediate perception. The power of perception itself cannot be understated. It sculpts reality, coloring our experiences and directing the flow of our narrative. It is through mindful perception that we can rise above the chaos of modernity, finding serenity amid the noise and clarity within complexity. Let us embrace this tool of consciousness, refining it like a master craftsman, so that it serves our highest purpose. Speaking of purpose, there is nothing more vital than allowing it to guide our path. Purpose is our North Star, unwavering amidst the shifting tides of life. By aligning our actions with this guiding light, we create a life that is not only meaningful but fulfilling, extending beyond the superficial whims of ephemeral satisfaction. And so, as we envelop ourselves in this profound understanding, let us do so with a sense of gratitude. Gratitude opens the heart and illuminates the soul, casting a gentle warmth that emboldens our spirit and enriches our experience. It is through gratitude that we learn to appreciate the beauty that surrounds us, cultivating joy even in the simplest moments. Ultimately, the journey is infinite, as boundless as our imagination and as deep as our capacity for love. So, whatever endeavors you embark upon, hold fast to the wisdom you've gathered, cherish the revelations uncovered, and remember, you a luminous being, part of a cosmos that stretches infinitely, with a legacy that will echo through eternity. Thank you for joining us in exploring this profound odyssey of consciousness and transformation. Until next time, continue to dream, to seek, and to find your own unique frequency among the stars.